Well, I had to make myself video this project. I really didn't want to do it, but I owe YouTube, or so I think, because I get so many ideas off of it. This idea didn't come off of YouTube. This came from my son. He changed out a recessed lamp, light bulb, whatever you want to call it, in my upstairs room. It's got a tall ceiling, and I've been having to take a ladder up there. Well, he had this pole. Of course, his was fancy and telescoping and all that. All I need is one of particular length. If you just had 8-foot ceilings, you'd want one shorter than this. But all it is a piece of 1/2-inch conduit. And I bought these little suction cups off of eBay. Had a little tab on them. I drilled a little hole in the tab, 1/16 hole in the tab. And I'll show you later on how to get that string into that little tiny hole. And what that string does, you pull on it and it breaks the vacuum after you've installed the bulb. And on the bottom end of it, it's just got a little plug of wood with screw that you don't screw all the way in, that you tie the string to, so the string's not floating out in midair. Of course, paint it any color you want. Since this is for my stepdaughter, this one's pink. And then I got an idea on making one for a friend's wife. I can't wait to see her face when she gets it. But anyway, it's kind of a gag gift. But I mean, the little suction cups, if you want to buy 20 of them suckers, you get them for 90 cents a piece. Well, I couldn't just buy 2, because then they ran about $2 a piece. So I bought 6. So I've got to find 6. Well, I'll end up making 6 of them, and it'll just be for friends, whoever got recessed lights that don't already have a way of doing it. Now, I'm using old pieces of conduit. My goal is trying to use up all my material before I croak. This place where a screw set on that conduit, I'm going to have to turn this back, and you don't want any burrs in the ID or the OD, either one, and you do that on both ends. You got to have a good clean hole, and I'll show you why later on. Good clean hole. Kind of round it off on the inside and the outside. Of course, you could do it with a dermal, or you could even do it with sandpaper, but whatever. You want a good clean hole. It's important for later on. Adapter bushing goes in one end, and all that does is just adapt the suction cup to the 1/2-inch conduit. And the idea of a 1/2-inch conduit, luckily, is 5/8, so you don't even have to turn a piece of metal. You just use the 5/8 cold roll, just the way it is. One end you put the adapter bushing in, and the other end, I had a friend of mine who's got a woodworking shop. He cut me some dowels, 5/8 dowels, 1.5 long, and I center drilled and drilled a hole in the center of it. And that's the reason you want the tubing smooth, the hole to be smooth, and of course the outside you want it smooth so somebody don't get cut on a burr. Now all you got to do is paint it. If you want to, don't have to paint it. Could use it just like that. I'm not going to waste my time or your time, either one, showing the drilling of the little cross pin hole for the cotter pin. I mean, it's self-explanatory. But anyway, cross pin it, open up, put a little cotter pin. Oh, well, I will say this: it's a. Well, I don't know what size cotter pin it was. Never mind. You can figure that out surely yourself. But there is a trick to getting that string through that little 1/16 diameter hole. I will show you the trick for doing that, because there's no way that one single knot's going to come through that hole. So there's not a whole lot of room for getting that string into that 1/16 hole. So that's going to take a little bit of an explanation, at least on the way I found to do it. Finally. Okay, we put our string right through that eyelet. I don't know if that's on the center of the camera or not. And just pull it right straight through. And then tie the knot. And then trim it, and that's how you get the big string in the little bitty hole. Hopefully that's on camera. Anyway, that's the trick for getting the string through that little tiny hole. Look at that string, somebody tied a knot in it. I'll be darned. Oh well. Going 6 inches or so past the end of the hole, and then screw your screw in there. I'll take the electric drill, run it in, and then just tie that to the screw. That's it. That's all there is to it. This one's for just a regular 8-foot ceiling. It's a little over 3 foot long. 3 foot deep, plenty. If you're a rather tall person, even a 2 foot long, 2.5 foot long work for an 8-foot ceiling. That's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. Oh, the diameter of the suction cup, probably want to know that. They're 2.5 inch diameter. So, there it is. Quick little project. I won't have to get a ladder out to get a recessed bolt, to change the recessed bulb. You don't have to have a fancy machine shop, or mine's not fancy, but you don't have to have a machine shop to make one of these things. You can do it, like I said, with a piece of sandpaper and a hacksaw and some wood, some dowels. Just saw off a couple of these dowels, drive one of them in one end, and you can use these little screws that come with the suction cup. You won't need those brass things, but this is one of the cups. In other words, you can just drive a wooden plug in each end of the tube, and it's 5/8 dowel pin, wooden dowel. And of course, the screw to tie the string to goes on one end, and then the suction cup on this other end. The only reason I cross drilled mine, you can still cross drill it, just drill one of these out to where that fits in there and then cross pin it. That way it can't unscrew. I mean, if you're using a screw, of course you could glue the screw into both pieces. It's not that much torque to unscrew a little lamp or light bulb. A little project where the effort to make it is far less than the effort to change out a bulb. So you can unscrew a bulb or screw it back in. Just pull that string to release the vacuum. It's a whole lot easier to make that thing than it is to go downstairs and get the ladder and bring it up here and change that bulb. You stick it and unscrew it, or screw it back in. When you want to let go of it, just pull on the string. It'll let go of it. As I just got through saying, it's a whole lot easier to make than it is to carry a ladder upstairs and then take it back down to the garage when I'm done with it.